Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is Political Ninja, and today we are revealing some of the underlying issues that was revealed during COVID, particularly when it comes to schooling, because we all know by now that everyone has had to learn virtually or switch over to homeschooling. But this kind of has revealed something that teachers don't want you to know about. It says here on Fox News, no, it's not the best source, but they literally take the exact words from the source themselves. Philadelphia public school teacher worries about conservative parents listening in on virtual classes. Yeah, that's totally not suspicious at all. Kay says conservative parents are his chief concern when teachers are engaging in the messy work of destabilizing a kid's racism or homophobia or transphobia. I call bull. Because we all know what transphobic or homophobic means. It just means someone who you don't agree with, or someone whose views are not the exact same as yours, so you call them that. Philadelphia's public school teacher is curious about how educators will cope with conservative parents. Notice how they always assume it's the conservative parents. Like, sure, yeah, there's a past and all that, except on racism. There's, like, hardly any racism in conservatives, or at least when I was growing up, no one really gave a flying fladoodle what race you are. And I think conservatives have also been like, be gay, or whatever, like, stopped really caring. According to a report by the Daily Wire, Matthew Kay, who teaches English at a Science Leadership Academy, it's always the freaking English teachers, but this time it's a dude, on social media platform that he's concerned about the damage that helicopter parents might cause if they overhear lessons on topic issues such as gender and sexuality. The fact that he is concerned that parents might be listening on him talking to kids about who they are sexually attracted to, if that doesn't ring alarm bells in your head, you are a really bad parent. That is disgusting. Public school teachers are afraid, and this is Matt R.K. While conservative parents are my chief concern, I know that damage can come from the left too. If we are engaged in this messy work of destabilizing racism, all the isms and the phobias, of course, if people go against him, he's going to claim it's racism. Okay? Yeah, they're telling their kids to basically saying that, hey, basically he's saying that if parents are bigoted for not wanting him to talk to the kids about who they want to sleep in bed with. Sure. Or like that they're horrible just because they're white. Okay? Because we all know people like this view racism as something that it's not, that it's a system. That this blanketed statement that it's a system, and they can't be specific. It's the system, and they just throw everything they can under the umbrella of the system to claim they're being oppressed. Look, I know there's still racism every now and then. It's diminishing. It still sucks. We gotta make sure. Or it doesn't suck, but there's so many false calls on who is racist that I cannot tell who's the real racist anymore. Because every time someone cries wolf, I'm not going to be able to listen when that racist wolf actually appears. So this fall, virtual class discussions will have many potential spectators, parents, siblings, etc. in the same room. We'll never be quite sure who is overhearing the discourse. What does this do to our equity inclusion work? Inclusion. These people don't know what inclusion means. How much have students depended on security barriers of our physical classrooms to encourage vulnerability. If you're talking about kids being vulnerable at school, you seriously don't know nothing about school. Because if you're vulnerable at school, you're gonna, how vulnerable you are, okay? Like, remember the Amanda Todd incident, okay? Because if school is a place to be vulnerable, you're basically telling these kids to kill themselves off. It is not a place for the vulnerable, for crying out loud. If you think public school is a place for the vulnerable, oh my gosh, that is so retarded. Have many of us installed some version of what happens here stays here to help this? Yeah, that's what predators also say pertaining to kids. While Kate acknowledged that damage can come from the left too, he noted that conservative parents are his chief concern when teachers are engaging in the messy work of destabilizing a kid's racism, homophobia, and transphobia. You assume that these kids are raised to be hateful. Like they teach under the guise that these kids are hateful. No, they're just kids. They're dumb. They want to have fun and they hate being there. And now I can see why. While conversations about race are in my wheelhouse and remain a concern in non-walls environment, I'm mostly intrigued by the damage helicopter snowplow. There's a difference. Helicopter snowplow, parents that can do conversations about gender and sexuality. Okay, there's a difference between helicopter parents and parents that don't want some creepy dude in the public school system to talk to their kids about disgusting about who to sleep with. Because that is disgusting. And now he has switched to private. He did not return to Fox News request for comment. Comments come as schools are determining the best method of instruction for upcoming school year. The school district of Philadelphia announced last month that schools will start the year with all the students remotely for the first marking period, which ends November 17th. Students will transition to a hybrid learning model, which includes a mix of in-person digital learning, blah, blah, blah. As we look ahead, approaching school year, unlike any other. Really? No shit, Sherlock. This means guidance must follow health authorities, blah, blah, blah. We have fundamental responsibility to educate our students continuously throughout the school year, and we are fully committed to doing safely, thoughtfully, with equity and facts guiding our decision making. Which is code for, we're going to tell your kids that they have to be, we're going to tell your kids how to be little activists. Parents, please get your kids out of school, okay? Because if they're teaching them that all this racist stuff disguised as anti-racism, get them out. And of course, it doesn't get much better because this same school district, no wait, it was not the same, it's a school district in Tennessee, asked parents to sign agreeing not to monitor their children's virtual classroom over concerns that non-student observers could hear confidential information. What kind of confidential information could you possibly be saying between a teacher and a student that doesn't involve Epstein-themed information? Okay? Yeah, I call bull. The form copy, which sent Tennessee Star reads, RSC strives to present these opportunities in a secure format that protects student privacy to the greatest extent possible. However, because these meetings are virtually limited to non-student observers that may be presented in the home of the student participating in virtual meetings. So teachers are more qualified to protect someone's privacy more than a parent. Yeah, well, give us your kids so we can raise them, not you, the parents. Yeah, just like they did to the Hitler Youth. And we had an entire world war based on that. It goes on to strongly discourage non-student, oh frig, stun student observers of online means due to the potential confidential information about students being revealed. Revealed as what? Revealed as what? Hello? Revealed as what? Notice how they're very, very vague and not specific. And what does not specifically say to parents is not being present while their child is participating in virtual instruction. It does say violation of this agreement may result in RSC removing my child from the virtual meeting. Oh, we don't have anything to hide, but if you look in, we're going to suspend your child. Oh, no, we're not hiding anything. Shh, I call bull. Yeah, it raised parents' interests, according to the Tennessee Star. And implied interest in classroom, what is being discussed in the classroom without parents' knowledge. Good! Parents, be more involved with your kids, because I know parents work hard. Parents go to work and kids go to school, and sometimes both parents are working, but you gotta know what these people are telling your kids. What could they possibly be trying to hide from you? Okay? This needs to pique your interest. Get involved. I know it's difficult. I know you might not have the time. I'm recording this. I know for a fact I'm recording this video in my car on my lunch break because I don't have the time anywhere else. Email to the parents this week. We are aware of the concern being raised about distance learning letter. Intent was not to prevent parents from being involved. Shut up. It was. With their children during distance, but tend to protect academic privacy. In the classroom. They're calling it academic privacy. They're never specific on what exactly it could be. Academic privacy. What exactly is academic privacy? If your kid... I would want to know. If academics is not a parental concern, then you're a bad parent. I would want to know if my kid was failing, if I had a kid. So I can better make sure they do better. We have new guidance principles that parents can assist their children during with permission of the instructor, but should refrain from sharing or recording of information about other students in the classroom. Others, like what about? Again, not specific. Virtual education is now normal. Does offer parents more hands-on experience with their children's education? Yes. This is the one thing that's come out of the pandemic. Parents are learning what their children are learning. Hopefully, we get more parents to realize what's happening in these publicly funded education systems. Hands-on experience child prior to the school year kickoff seem to be of concern that some teachers who's promoting social justice as a part of their role as educator. Teach them to read, write, do math, and also teach kids to do their taxes. What the heck are you guys doing? Like, if you don't want minorities to fail, teach them how to do their taxes and open a business. Not on lessons on how oppressed they are. Jeez. So this fall, virtual class discussions may have potential spectators. Yeah, we know that. How much students depend on somewhat such barriers of physical classroom. Yeah, we already read that. Like, privacy in school. Are they hearing themselves? Since when was I know I've already said this, but I gotta say this again for emphasis. When was public school ever a place for vulnerability? If you ever did show one vulnerability, you are immediately a target. Now, I'm not saying it's right. That's just normally how it is. But of course, they use the term vulnerability. It still creeps me out. What could you possibly be between a teacher and a student that they don't want from their parents? I get if the parents are like abusive, but that's literally like the 95-ish or so parents love their kids and want them to do well. I'm just saying. And of course, we got to remember that 1 out of 10 students are abused within the school systems. So I'm not convinced that it's for the good of the child to encourage vulnerability, okay, dudes? So, people, know if you have kids or know someone who has kids or in the public education system, find out what they're learning, find out what their teachers are teaching them. Because if they're not teaching them reading, writing, math, history, and not this social justice history junk, just like how things were, what was good, what was messed up, and therefore shouldn't repeat. Like slavery. Slavery was like a huge messed up thing, okay? That should never happen again. So, the fact that these teachers want to hide stuff and hide things from parents and use the terms racism and homophobia as their reason, like, there's definitely something up. Okay? Now, long story short, public education sucks. Teachers are like teaching your kids. People who are teaching your kids, I think since these people are with your kids 8 hours a day, maybe you should know what is going on. At least get a basic know how. Better interact with your kids. And hopefully parents will be able to wake up and realize what these teachers are teaching their kids. Okay? If you're a parent, have a kid in school, make sure what's happening and make sure you take the course correction action as to make it better. Either call complain about it to the school board, or take your kids out of that school, homeschool, because a lot of parents are going into the homeschool business now, which I think is good. Okay, I know homeschooling's hard, but I think if you're able to find the resources, I think it's a better opportunity for your kids. Okay, I'm going on. I'm rambling a lot. This is the Political Ninja, and I'll be signing off. I need to make a better outro. Goodbye.